Navigating through a ton of financial books can be overwhelming, but after reading more than 400 of them, I found some really important ideas about money. I dug deep into the world of economics and learned some secrets that completely changed how I see money. These truths are like hidden gems, giving awesome advice on how to make money, manage it wisely, and keep it safe. Even though these ideas are often missed or misunderstood, they can totally change your financial journey, whether you're already good with money or just starting out. So I'm excited to share the top 15 lessons I've learned over the past 30 years. These lessons can totally change your view of money and help you get richer. Let's dive into the most powerful money secrets from all those books I've read. Number 1, The Wrong Mountain and the Sunk Cost Fallacy. Imagine you're on a hike, but you realize halfway up that you've chosen the wrong trail. The correct one is right next to you, but to switch, you have to go back down, take a break, plan, and start over. Now, most people don't want to backtrack because they've already put in so much effort. Even though they know it's the right thing to do, they think, I've come this far, I can't give up now. This is called the sunk cost fallacy. It means valuing what you've already done, like time or money, more than what you'll lose in the future. Think about it. Maybe you've spent years studying for a career your parents wanted for you, but now you realize it's not what you want. Or you're stuck in a job you hate or a relationship that's not working. You keep going because you've already invested so much. But it's important to focus on the future, not the past. Ask yourself, if I knew what I know now, would I still make the same choice? If not, it's okay to stop and start over. It's hard to let go of what you've already done, but it's worth it in the long run. For example, imagine you've been saving money for a vacation, but you realize you'd rather invest it in starting your own business. It's tough to give up the dream of the vacation, but starting the business might lead to something even better. So don't be afraid to change course if you need to. It might be hard in the short term, but in the end, it could lead to something great. Number 2, the difference between an asset and a liability. When I first started exploring finance books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad became one of my initial reads. It presented a fundamental concept that stuck with me, understanding the disparity between assets and liabilities. According to Rich Dad's definition, an asset is anything that puts money in your pocket, while a liability is something that takes money out. At its core, it's a straightforward concept, yet applying it in real life can be challenging. Rich Dad's mantra for achieving wealth boiled down to a single directive: acquire more assets. The idea is elegantly simple. If you accumulate assets, you'll build wealth. This notion resonated deeply with me, prompting a shift in my spending habits. I became acutely aware of every financial decision, with a newfound focus on acquiring assets rather than liabilities. One significant investment I made was in real estate. I purchased a property that generated approximately $40 in positive cash flow. Around the same time, I was venturing into the realm of YouTube, leveraging my budding success on the platform to earn income from my channel. It was during a routine check of my earnings that a revelation struck me. One of my videos consistently brought in around $40 per month. This moment served as a wake-up call, highlighting the fact that each video I produced represented a digital asset capable of generating ongoing revenue. Comparing the real estate property to the income-generating video, I couldn't help but notice a stark difference in both cost and enjoyment. While the property required a significant upfront investment of $12,000 as a down payment, producing the video incurred only a fraction of that expense, totaling just a few $100s. Moreover, I found immense satisfaction in the creative process of making videos, making it a joyous endeavor rather than a financial burden. This realization marked a pivotal turning point for me. I began to view YouTube content creation through a new lens, recognizing each video as a form of digital real estate capable of generating passive income. With this mindset shift, I committed myself wholeheartedly to the platform, treating every video as a valuable asset in my portfolio. The outcome was transformative. I dedicated myself to producing more videos, exploring new content ideas, and expanding into different languages and channels. By embracing YouTube as a means of building digital assets, I unlocked a world of opportunities for financial growth and creative expression. Number 3, When it comes to money, it is stupid to rely on willpower. Automate instead. A few years back, I found myself sitting across from my bank manager, eager to secure a credit card. Like many, I was aware that credit card interest rates could be steep, and my manager was quick to emphasize this point. He laid out two options for repaying the money spent on the card. The first option, he explained, was the most cost-effective and straightforward. Set a reminder on my calendar for the same day each month. Then with just a single press of a button on my mobile app, the payment would be made. It sounded easy, no need to fill in account numbers or navigate complex processes. The second option involved the bank automatically deducting the payment, but this convenience came at a cost around $3 each time. He strongly recommended the first option, emphasizing its simplicity in the fact that it was free. Why pay extra for something when there's a no-cost alternative? I agreed with his logic and opted for the free route. However, despite the simplicity of the setup, what followed was a series of forgetful mishaps on my part. Over the course of 6 months, I managed to miss pressing that one button twice, resulting in hefty interest charges. First $50, then $60. Despite having calendar notifications and an easy payment process, I still found myself overlooking the task. There were instances where I postponed the payment, intending to do it later, only for later never to arrive. After the second incident, I conceded defeat and reached out to my bank manager, requesting to switch to automatic payments despite the associated fee. The lesson had been learned, albeit the hard way. This experience taught me a crucial lesson. When it comes to managing finances, be it investing, saving, or debt repayment, relying solely on manual actions is a recipe for failure. No matter how disciplined or well-intentioned we may be, human error and forgetfulness can easily derail our plans. Thus, I've adopted a proactive approach of automating financial tasks wherever possible. This philosophy extends beyond finances. I've come to realize that automation not only streamlines processes, but also removes much of the emotional and psychological resistance associated with decision-making. By setting things to run on autopilot, I can alleviate the cognitive burden and ensure that important tasks are consistently executed. In essence, automating financial matters, and indeed various aspects of life, serves as a safeguard against our inherent fallibility. By embracing automation, we empower our future selves and pave the way for smoother, more efficient paths forward. Number 4, don't live below your means, expand your means. I learned a valuable lesson from Robert Kiyosaki's book, Second Chance. He talks about how financial planners often advise us to save money by cutting expenses, like skipping dinners out at our favorite restaurant. But Kiyosaki suggests a different approach. Instead of focusing on cutting costs, he says we should focus on earning more money so the cost of dinner becomes less of a concern. Cutting expenses, he argues, isn't very motivating. Nobody wakes up excited to slash their spending just to have a few extra dollars. Instead, we should shift our mindset to always thinking about how we can afford things rather than saying, I can't afford it. This advice really clicked with me for 2 reasons. First, I realized that there's a limit to how much you can cut from your expenses. And secondly, I realized that our most valuable currency is our time and energy. We can spend our energy trying to save a few dollars here and there, meticulously tracking every purchase and searching for deals. Or we can use that same energy to find ways to earn more money. Earning more money doesn't have to be scary. It's simply about solving more problems. The more problems you solve, the more money you can make. It starts with solving small problems, like gaining knowledge or building confidence. Then, as you tackle bigger challenges, you continue to grow and earn more. But if you ignore money problems, you'll find yourself struggling financially. So focus on solving problems and watch your earnings grow. Number 5, what's the worst that can happen? This lesson comes from a book about personal development called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. Even though it's not specifically about money, it's been really helpful for me in my investing and business decisions. Most of our worries and stress are often related to money. Like, what if I invest in a business idea that fails? Or what if I lose everything by investing in a company? Or what if I borrow money but can't pay it back? Whenever I feel scared or worried before making a financial choice, I ask myself this question: what's the worst that could happen if I do this? Carnegie says that the things we think are really bad might not be as bad as we imagine. I totally agree with this because I've seen it in my own life many times. Asking this question helps calm me down and shows me that even if the worst thing happened, I could still handle it. Here's how you can use this in your own life. Step 1. Be honest with yourself and figure out what's the worst thing that could happen. Step 2. Once you know the worst outcome, accept it. Pretend it's already happened and accept it. Step 3. After accepting the worst, focus your time and energy on finding a solution. Accepting what's happened is the first step in dealing with any problem. Worrying messes with our ability to concentrate because our minds jump around. Acceptance helps us calm down and focus on solving the problem. Number 6, the cost of earning more money. Everything in life comes with a price tag, but not all prices are written on labels. It's natural to dream of making lots of money, being your own boss, and having a successful business. But what's not okay is rushing into it without understanding the cost you have to pay. Let me explain with an example. Imagine I ask you if you want to be a professional MMA fighter and compete in the UFC. At first, you might think it sounds awesome to have those fighting skills and be in top shape. But then, if you really think about it, you'd likely say no. Why? Because you understand the enormous amount of hard work, time, and probably injuries it takes just to be okay, let alone to be a pro. You don't want to spend 5 or 6 hours every day in the gym, maybe even twice a day. You don't want to stick to strict diets and eat bland food most of the time. And you don't want to argue with your partner for not spending enough time together. The price to become an MMA fighter is just too high, and you're not willing to pay it. And that's totally okay. No one would call you crazy for saying no because most people get that the cost is too much. This example also applies to starting a business and making a lot of money. It comes with a big cost. Becoming a successful business owner is like becoming a great boxer, writer, singer, or doctor. We get that it takes years of hard work and learning to become even an average doctor. But we don't always apply the same logic to making more money. We expect it to be quick and easy, painless even. It's like expecting an out-of-shape guy with no boxing experience to beat an experienced fighter. But that's what many of us do when we start a business. Most of us haven't started a business or learned about it in school. We come from families with little financial or business know-how. We're like that out-of-shape guy, yet we expect to jump into the ring, throw a few punches, and knock out the experienced opponent. That's why lots of people start a business, fail a few times, and then give up, blaming everything else except understanding the true cost. If you want to start something, first find out what the cost is and decide if you're really willing to pay it. Understanding the cost helped me not to give up too quickly and be okay with progress taking time. When you know what you're doing comes with a high cost, you don't give up after a few setbacks. You understand that you have to make sacrifices in your life, like spending less time with family and friends in order to pay that price. Number 7, get rich young. Imagine you've seen a picture of an old couple on vacation, but they look exhausted and can't even enjoy their boat ride. I'm not laughing at them. Their picture just reminded me of something important. When I started learning about money, I kept hearing advice like, save a little each day and invest it. In 40 years, you'll have over $1 million. Sure, that sounds great, but here's the thing. It made me feel conflicted. I'd think, okay, $1 million when I'm old. Do I really want that? I'd rather enjoy it now, not when I'm 70 and need a cane to walk. Then I stumbled upon a book called The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco, and it changed everything. It talks about getting rich quick, but not in a scammy way. It's about building a business or creating something that can make you a lot of money while you're still young. Sure, it might take 5 or 10 years of hard work, but once you're successful, you're set for life. And compared to waiting 40 years for investments to grow, 10 years feels pretty quick. But here's the thing. Creating a business has its challenges, and not everyone wants that stress. Some people are happy with their jobs and just want to save a little each day for retirement. That's okay too. Personally, I do both. I save for the long term, but I also work on building something bigger. It all comes down to what you really want. If you dream of retiring early and never working again, check out the book. But if you're content with your job and happy to wait for investments to grow, that's okay too. Just remember, compound interest works its magic over time. Even Warren Buffett, the investing guru, didn't become super rich until later in life. So whatever path you choose, keep in mind that time is a powerful tool for growing wealth. Number 8, mindset shift from scarcity to abundance. Many personal finance books emphasize the importance of shifting from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. Instead of constantly worrying about lack, scarcity, and limitations, adopting an abundance mindset involves focusing on opportunities, possibilities, and the belief that there is always enough to go around. This mindset shift can be transformative, opening doors to wealth-building opportunities and allowing individuals to attract more financial success into their lives. By embracing abundance, people become more open to taking calculated risks, pursuing ventures, and attracting wealth and prosperity. Number 9, the power of compound interest. Compound interest is often hailed as the eighth wonder of the world, as famously attributed to Albert Einstein. Many financial experts stress the importance of starting to save and invest early due to the exponential growth potential of compound interest. Even small, regular contributions to savings or investments can grow significantly over time, thanks to the compounding effect. Understanding and harnessing the power of compound interest can lead to long-term financial security and wealth accumulation. Books often illustrate this concept through examples and calculations, showcasing how consistent saving and investing habits can yield impressive results over time. Number 10, value-based spending, aligning spending with values. Another key money secret emphasized in various books is the importance of aligning spending with personal values. Instead of mindlessly spending money on items that provide temporary satisfaction but little long-term fulfillment, individuals are encouraged to prioritize spending on things that truly matter to them. This might involve investing in experiences, education, health, relationships, or causes that align with one's values and contribute to overall well-being and fulfillment. By focusing on value-based spending, individuals can derive more satisfaction from their purchases, avoid unnecessary expenses, and allocate resources more intentionally towards what brings genuine joy and fulfillment. Number 11, mindful budgeting and tracking expenses. Many personal finance books stress the importance of mindful budgeting and tracking expenses as fundamental money management practices. Creating a budget allows individuals to plan and allocate their financial resources effectively, ensuring that money is directed towards essential needs, savings goals, and discretionary spending in a balanced manner. Additionally, tracking expenses provides valuable insights into spending patterns, habits, and areas where adjustments may be necessary to achieve financial goals. By practicing mindful budgeting and expense tracking, individuals gain greater control over their finances, identify areas for improvement, and make informed decisions to optimize their financial well-being. Number 12, investing in continuous learning, and personal growth. Beyond traditional financial strategies, many books highlight the importance of investing in oneself as a key to long-term financial success. This includes prioritizing continuous learning, personal development, and skill building to enhance earning potential, adapt to changing circumstances, and seize opportunities for advancement. Whether through formal education, professional development programs, mentorship, or self-directed learning, investing in oneself can yield significant returns in terms of career advancement, income growth, and overall prosperity. By continually expanding knowledge, honing skills, and cultivating a growth mindset, individuals position themselves for greater financial stability, success, and fulfillment in the long run. Number 13, think big. Back in my college days, there was this guy in my class who was always preaching about being practical. No matter what ambitious plans someone had, he'd bring them down to reality. For instance, if someone mentioned wanting to study abroad in the US, he'd scoff and say, "Come on, let's be realistic here. You're broke and your English isn't that great. How do you expect to pull that off?" Now, he wasn't mean, just a bit of a stickler for what he saw as common sense. But the downside was he had a pretty narrow view of things. He couldn't really dream big. Then I stumbled upon The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz, and it completely flipped my perspective. Schwartz talked about how big thinkers see beyond the immediate obstacles. While a small-minded person might look at a rundown house and think it's worthless, a big thinker sees potential. They envision fixing it up and turning a profit. The problem is, most people limit themselves by not allowing their minds to wander into big dream territory. But here's the thing. Thinking big isn't just about dreaming. It's about taking action. Let's say you're earning a modest income of $1,000 a month. Setting a goal to make $10,000 a month changes everything. Suddenly, you find yourself reading different books, mingling with different crowds, and doing things you never imagined possible. Big thinking leads to big actions, and big actions lead to big results. But here's the catch. You have to become the kind of person who attracts success. It's not about getting the rewards first. It's about becoming deserving of them. Through my own experiences, I've learned a couple of important lessons about thinking big. First off, big goals often become easier to achieve because you're forced to involve others. And secondly, what we think is a big goal isn't always as grand as we make it out to be. We just need to expand our horizons a bit. Number 14, money equals life energy. In her book, Your Money or Your Life, Vicki Robbins sheds light on a common misconception. We think our job supports our life, but often it becomes our entire existence. We spend way more than 40 hours a week on our jobs, considering the time we take to get ready, commute, and even think about work outside office hours. Our evenings and weekends are often consumed by activities to distract us from work stress. Essentially, our entire life revolves around earning money. Viewing money as life energy changes the game. It forces us to question every purchase. Is it worth sacrificing our life energy for? Suddenly, the price of things isn't just in dollars, but in hours or weeks of our lives. That new phone isn't just $801. It's a month of working in a job we don't enjoy. But this mindset isn't about feeling guilty. It's about valuing our money more. When we see money as life energy, we spend it more consciously on things we truly desire, rather than on frivolous purchases. So what's the price of your life energy? Calculating it isn't just about dividing your net pay by the hours worked. You need to consider all the expenses related to your job, like transportation, dining out, living costs in expensive cities, and even medical bills due to work stress. Deducting these costs helps you understand the true value of each hour of your life energy. Number 15, create your own luck. Luck often seems like a magical force that helps people succeed in business. But the more I experience, the less I rely on luck. You see, what many people call luck is actually the result of taking lots of actions. Let me explain with an example. Imagine you and I are both searching for an investment property to buy. I decide to check out 10 flats, but you explore 100. Who do you think is more likely to find a great deal? Well, you, of course. But to others, it might seem like you just stumbled upon it by chance. The truth is, the more actions you take, the luckier you get. People who take action create their own luck. This lesson encouraged me to try many things and be okay with most of them not working out. I learned that it's okay to be wrong most of the time and still be successful. Take Warren Buffett, for instance. He's one of the most successful investors ever, but he admits that most of the companies he invested in didn't bring huge gains. In fact, out of over 400 companies he's invested in, only 10 of them gave him significant profits. Big companies understand this too. For example, if you look at all the TV series Netflix has made, only a few of them have been big hits. When you realize this, you understand that it's normal for many things to fail sometimes. All it takes is just one idea, one book, one sentence, one person, or one video to change your life. Others might think you just got lucky meeting that one person who helped you succeed, but what they don't know is that you probably reached out to over 50 people before finding the right one. In the end, you created your own luck by taking action and not giving up. In this video, I want to share a bonus lesson that ties everything together. So at the start, I was all about making more money. But as I delved into the journey, I realized it's about way more than just money. Let me explain. You start hustling, working 15 hours a day, but soon you realize you're neglecting your health. Sitting in your room all day weakens your body and brain, so you start exercising regularly. Then you realize you need to fix your diet and sleep habits too. Next, you look around your messy room one day and decide enough is enough. You start keeping it clean and organized. But even with a tidy room, you still feel negative and unhappy. That's when you start paying attention to your inner voice and learn about meditation to control it. Yeah, you used to laugh at meditation, but now you do it yourself. You gain control over your emotions and let go of anger and frustration easily. You ditch bad habits like smoking and start surrounding yourself with better influences. Soon you notice changes in yourself. You walk and talk with more confidence, dressing better because you realize first impressions matter, especially in business. Years pass and you hit your financial goal. But the person standing at the finish line isn't the same as before. You've undergone a complete personal transformation, mentally and physically. You realize that what you've achieved is about so much more than money. And that's the takeaway from this video. It's not just about the cash, it's about the journey of self-improvement. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful.